Hi guys, it's Amazing Purple Girl. But Purple Girl, I hear you say, that's not you. That's your Rob plush. You're very astute. I didn't know if I should make this video, but a few people I spoke to thought it was a good idea. So here it is. I am 94% introverted. Wow. That was a clip from my video of me taking the 16 personalities test where I, amongst other things, discovered just how introverted I am. 94%. You can hear it in my voice. I wasn't expecting it to be so high. So how the heck do I function? I have mentioned it to a few people and they had the same reaction you expect when you tell people you're an introvert. How can you be making videos for YouTube? How come you can go out to gigs? Shouldn't you be in the corner of the room being a nervous wreck? Okay, so like I said in my Alphabet of Amazing Purple Girl video, I'm an introvert, not a hermit. I go to gigs because I enjoy music and I can get lost in the moment. I also don't need to talk to anyone if I don't want to. I make videos for YouTube quite easily because the focus isn't on me, it's on whatever subject the video is about. The Let's Plays are easier because I'm just getting on with playing a game and exploring the world before me. Yes, it can be cringe when putting on a voice, but that's just acting and not the real me. The music edits are the easiest because my voice isn't there at all. But my personality comes through because this is what I find entertaining. The hardest ones to get started on were the lyric examinations and video essays. I couldn't hide behind those. But it's something I've become very interested in, so I wrote the scripts and read them out loud. People had heard my voice by now, obviously being conscious that people who haven't watched the Let's Plays hadn't heard my voice. So it wasn't as daunting as if I'd started with those. And with all of these, I don't show my face, much like now. Thank you, Rob Plush. How come I'm not a nervous wreck? Because I don't have a high level of social anxiety. I have no problem being around strangers, but I'm not going to be the one to start up a conversation, unless there is a reason. The other day, I was waiting for my son to finish his drama school session, and I spotted another parent in a Blue Tones t-shirt. This just doesn't happen. So I spoke to him first. I wanted to talk about this shared interest, and I knew there was plenty to talk about. Introverts don't like small talk. We find it really awkward. I do get asked if I'm okay or why I'm so quiet rather a lot. Yes, I'm fine, most of the time. I'm probably thinking about something that happened recently, or not so recently, something from fiction, or even just listening to music in my own head. You are very unlikely to recognise when I truly am upset because I do my damn best to hide that. I think this is also the reason I have always attracted attention from strangers, because I'm so quiet and happy being in my own world. They take pity on me and start talking to me. When I used to catch the bus, people would just start up a conversation with me whilst we were waiting. I always wondered the reason for this phenomenon, and now I think I understand. So if you see someone at the bus stop being introspective, leave them be. They are honestly quite happy not talking to anyone, because you are more than likely going to engage them in small talk, which makes them uncomfortable and drains their battery faster. I want to share this excerpt from my personality type. Spoilers, I'm going to reveal it here, and it's most likely going to be in the title of this video. Self-isolating. INFP personalities long to connect with others, but they don't always know how. Especially in new environments, they may be reluctant to put themselves out there in ways that would help them make new friends or become involved in a new community. As a result, people with the INFP personality type may sometimes feel lonely or isolated. So not only am I introverted, I am one of the most introverted types in MBTI. No, it's not an exact science, but it does really help me understand myself. As I mentioned in the video, I've been watching Frank James's 16 Personalities sketches. Now, these are extreme stereotypes. Honestly, I'm not out here crying over the slightest thing. The trouble is, I also binged his introvert sketches, and this was a mistake. It brought home the times where I truly felt alone at a social gathering. I'm not going to approach people I don't know. And if people I kind of know are with people I don't and I don't get dragged over, the same goes because I don't want to intrude. So if nobody is coming up to me, I'm afraid I'm pretty much going to just be looking at my phone for the majority of the time. And that does feel lonely. I hear you saying, so? Go and talk to people. Yeah, it's that easy, isn't it? So instead of laughing at these sketches, I found myself crying. Sorry, Frank. Not that I believe he'll ever see this video. I got very depressed last weekend and had to recharge. I'm doing better now, but then I decided this is a video I wanted to make to talk about what introversion is to me and my personality. I didn't just watch the sketches though. Frank has a very good way of describing the cognitive functions and introversion. So much better than I could do because I have not studied it. But I have been watching various videos on INFP and INFJ, and introversion also applies to these functions. I am an introverted feeler, the F part of my type, meaning I concentrate on my feelings more than those of the outside world. And I feel things more deeply because of this. And this makes us empathetic because we can take what you're feeling and apply it to how we've felt ourselves. But feeling also refers to how I value things and make decisions. If I think something best suits my beliefs, you will have a hard time convincing me to look at a different side of things. This is just to clear up what is meant by feeling in the cognitive functions. It's not all emotions. What is strange to me is that I took the test twice previously, years ago. I found the comment I made on Facebook to a group of friends when they were taking the test that I already had. I had typed as INFJ and INTJ, but I don't really understand how that happened. An INFJ has extroverted feeling as a cognitive function. So what's happened? Here's another look at the breakdown of my percentages. Judging versus prospecting or perceiving. 51% only just puts me over the edge into perceiving. I seem to be on the tipping point. But these two types are quite closely aligned in some ways. We're both introspective, empathetic, prefer to maintain privacy, and are introverted in the way we communicate. But our cognitive functions mirror each other. The main differences are that while INFJ is a personality that is organised and analytical, INFPs are spontaneous and artistic. INFJ will absorb others' emotions, whilst INFP mirror the emotions of others. It seems that when I take the test, I err to the side of being spontaneous and disorganised, but there is clearly a part of me that is analytical and organised. I think some of the questions I do answer with the feeling of being organised, but this time I leant more strongly into how I felt about that in my day-to-day life. Yes, I have to be organised and meet deadlines for work, but it's not how my true personality wants to behave. I have also found as I've got older that I express my artistic and creative side a lot more freely. I learnt I have some talent at drawing a couple of years ago, and obviously YouTube has broken the dam on my creativity. It was very useful recording the test this time around, and it would have been good to have the previous attempt to compare. Looking at the video, I have disagreed with planning, but only slightly because the question asked about completing the task well within a deadline. I like to have a plan, but it's quite loose and it will be to the wire. The question about tools to plan was a strong agree, purely because I need those tools or I would be in disarray. So I wonder if that skewed me to being organised. I slightly disagreed about not having a schedule for the day's tasks. Again, this is due to my work. Finally, I middle agreed about doing things at the last possible moment, and this is because I can't in my work. But if I'm truthful with myself, I am not comfortable with deadlines, so I have learned to adapt. So I think my answers to these questions are all factors of how my percentage is so close and why I previously typed as INFJ, taken at a time when my job was highly structured and much more deadline oriented. but I have come to the conclusion that I have been an IFP all along. They do say your type doesn't change. I'm probably not in the right career for my type, but I also ensure I'm doing what is required of my role and use the tools to make that easier on me. And don't worry, I haven't just taken the results of the 16P test. I've actually done a few of the free tests and I've come out INFP every single time. So yes, I am INFP. So I have veered off the topic of introversion into MBTI, except they kind of go hand in hand. I am introverted because that is my personality type. So in conclusion, yes, I'm an introvert. I don't like using the phone and would much prefer to order my pizza online. I won't come up to you at a social gathering if I don't know or aren't well acquainted with you. I prefer my own company. I need to recharge my social battery more often than most people. Social gatherings can be tricky. It tends to be down to how well I know the person issuing the invite. I have been to birthday celebrations of some of my friends in the past year. But I'll talk to a stranger as long as I know it won't be about small talk. I'll talk to people I haven't met in a work capacity because I have to be professional. I will go to gigs, the cinema or a restaurant, and I'll go on my own because it is immersive. The latter as long as I have my Kindle. Unless I have to be there, I will probably turn down socials for work. And this is me gathering up my courage. Yes, this is me talking directly to you. Hi, I'm Amazing Purple Girl. Does this mean facecam for future videos? No, but I am looking at the possibility of live streams for Jackbox games, if I can work it out. I tried to test this and couldn't get OBS and YouTube to talk to each other. And you'll notice this is the shortest part of the video. Thanks for watching. I hope this insight has been interesting. As this channel grows, so does my imposter syndrome every time I'm noticed in the comments somewhere on this vast platform. It's okay guys, I'm a viewer or a fan just like you. Bye.